Today I am here with the topic nutrition in plants. As you all know, all the living organisms require energy to do all their day-to-day life activities. From where this energy comes? This energy comes from the food we take. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is the food which we take and its utilization by the body. Now let us see how many types of nutritions are there. Now we are going to discuss the different modes of nutrition in case of the plants. There are basically two modes of the nutrition in case of the plants. They are autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. First of all, let us take into consideration autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic comprises of two words, that is auto and trophs. Auto means self and trophs means nourishment. So in this mode of nutrition, all those plants comes which have the capability of producing their own food. That is, autotrophic mode of nutrition comprises of those plants which have the capability to produce their own food. Now the question arises is how the plants prepare their own food. The process by which plants prepare their own food is termed as the photosynthesis. Let us discuss in detail how the photosynthesis occurs in the plants. Suppose this is a plant or a tree, we can say. The things which are required for the process of photosynthesis are presence of sunlight, presence of chlorophyll, presence of water and presence of carbon dioxide. Now the water is being available to the plants from the soil. From the soil, water is being transported to the plants and it reaches to the leaves. Photosynthesis occurs in the leaves only, and that is why leaves are also called as the food factories. So water is available from the roots directly to the leaves of the plants through xylem. So xylem helps in the transport of water and minerals from the soil to the other parts of the plants. Now next is presence of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is already available in the nature and it is directly supplied to the leaves from the outside. Next is the presence of sunlight. In the absence of the sunlight, photosynthesis will not take place. A proper sunlight should be there which is being available through the nature to carry out the photosynthesis. And the last is the availability of the chlorophyll. Now, have you all ever thought why the leaves are green in color? And you might have seen many of the leaves which are not green in color. Those leaves which are green in color, they possess chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green colored pigment due to which photosynthesis occurs in the plants. In the absence of the chlorophyll, photosynthesis will not occur in the plant. Now let us discuss how it is being prepared. As you can see this reaction, photosynthesis is a process in which plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Carbon dioxide and water is being taken up by the plants. As you know, water is available from the soil and carbon dioxide is available from the nature only. And in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll, a food is formed in the form of a carbohydrate which is called as the glucose. Food is formed in the form of a carbohydrate which is called as the glucose, and it bleeds out in the production of the oxygen. Without the process of photosynthesis, respiration will not occur, and in the process of due to photosynthesis also carbon dioxide is being converted into oxygen. So the food which is prepared in the leaf, it is in the form of glucose, and the extra food which is being stored in the tree gets converted in the form of a starch and is being stored in the other parts like roots, vegetables, fruits, etc. As we have read about that these are the things which are necessary for the process of photosynthesis, that is the presence of sunlight. Without the presence of sunlight, chemical reactions will not occur in the leaves. Without the presence of chlorophyll, leaves will not be able to produce the food. In the presence of water which is being available from the roots, it is being carried out to the leaves. Without the presence of water also photosynthesis will not occur, and without the presence of carbon dioxide also photosynthesis will not occur, as carbon dioxide is present in the nature. So now let us discuss about the structure of the leaf. You have seen leaves are mostly green in color. It is because of the presence of chlorophyll, which is a green color pigment due to which photosynthesis occurs in the leaves. Now, in the lower side of the leaf, there are present stomata. In the lower sides of the leaves, stomata are present. Whenever there is much availability of the water and the sunlight as well as the carbon dioxide, these stomata will open up and trap all the energy of the sunlight and carbon dioxide and helps in the process of the photosynthesis. And whenever there is non-availability of the sunlight, carbon dioxide as well as the water, these stomata will closed. This is how in the leaf the process of photosynthesis takes place. You might have visited many of the places near the ponds or near the stagnant water. You might have seen some of the green dark patches which are slippery in nature. These are called as the algae. These are also the plants. As they are green in color, they have the capability of synthesizing and producing their own food. Because of the green color, because of the presence of the chlorophyll, they can produce their own food. Now, it's not like only heterotrophic mode of nutrition occurs in animals. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition occurs in plants as well. Let us discuss each one by one. As I have told you, because of the presence of chlorophyll, plants can prepare their own food. But there are many leaves which are not green in color. Then when the leaves are not green in color, they lack chlorophyll, so they cannot produce their own food. Hence they depend upon other plants for their food. These plants are also called as the parasitic plants or the parasitic mode of nutrition. Parasitic plants. Parasite is an organism which lives either on or inside the body of the other organisms and derive its nutrition from there. So same is the case here also. Parasitic plants are those plants which live on the body of the other plants and derive their nutrition from other plants only. For example, Cuscuta amurbae. These are the plants which are parasitic in nature and derive their nutrition from the other plants. Next is the saprotrophic nutrition. Now the question arises is, what are saprotrophs? Saprotrophs are those organisms which live on the dead and decaying matter. That is, they derive their nutrition from the dead bodies of the other organisms. So this type of nutrition is also seen in case of the plants also. These plants derive their nutrition from the other dead and decaying matter in the form of a solution. As you can see here, saprotrophs are the non-green plants. That is, the examples which comes under saprotrophs are these plants derive their nutrition from the dead and decaying organic matter, and they grow around those areas which are filled with the dead and decaying matter. The examples with mushrooms. Next is symbiosis or mutualism. Mutualism means living together. In this type of mode of nutrition, both of the organisms are benefited together. For example, there are lichens. Lichens are composed of fungi as well as the algae. Algae have the capability of producing their own food, and fungi do not have this capability. So, fungi helps the algae in providing the water and the minerals, whereas algae in turn provides the fungi with the food. One more example is there of the Rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria lives under the roots of the leguminous plants. As some of the plants cannot fix the nitrogen, so this bacteria, Rhizobium bacteria, helps in the fixation of the nitrogen to the plant, and whereas it is being benefited as it gets shelter from the leguminous plants. Next are the insectivorous plants. The term itself means those plants which eat insects. Now the question arises is, why do plants eat insects? What is the reason behind it? Some of the plants cannot fulfill their needs of the nitrogen. So, by eating the insects, they can fulfill their needs of the nitrogen. That is why they eat the insects. The examples under insectivorous plants are pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, etc. Next is the cause of eating of insects by plants. What is the cause? What is the reason behind it? The soil of the marshy land is deficient in nitrogen. Some of the plants grow under the marshy areas where there is lack of the nitrogen. For filling up their nitrogen, they only eat up the insects, and by sucking the juices of those insects, they can fulfill their nitrogen capacity. Next is replenishment of nutrients in the soil. You might have seen some of the farmers usually do the continuous farming. This helps, due to this, the nutrients keep declining in the soil. Hence, to replenish those nutrients, fertilizers are being added to the soil. And how we can do the replenishment of nutrients in the soil? By doing the crop rotation. Another method by which farmers help do the replenishment of nutrients in the soil is the crop rotation. So today we have read about the nutrients in plants. Nutrients is the food which we take, and its utilization in the body is termed as the nutrition. Next are the modes of the nutrition that we have discussed about is autotrophic as well as the heterotrophic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is the one in which plants prepare their own food. They are also called as the autotrophs. Whereas heterotrophic mode of nutrition comprises of various modes of nutrition under it. This mode involves the one which cannot prepare their own food and hence are dependent upon other organisms. This type of nutrition, this type of mode of nutrition is also seen in case of the plants as well. As I have told you, there are saprotrophic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition, insectivorous mode of nutrition. In saprotrophic mode of nutrition, these are those organisms which feed upon the dead and decaying matter and grow under those areas which are full with the dead and decaying matter. The examples which are included in this are fungi, that is mushrooms, and the parasitic mode of nutrition is the one in which the plant is fed upon the other plants for its survival, that is, it derives its nutrients from the other parts of the plants, as it cannot synthesize or produce its own food. The examples under the parasitic mode of nutrition are Cuscuta or Amarbale. Next was the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are those which eat insects, that is, they cannot fulfill their capacity of the nitrogen, and for filling their capacity of the nitrogen, they suck the juices of the insects and fulfill their capacity of the nitrogen. And the last but not the least is the symbiosis or the mutualism. Mutualism is a relationship in which both of the organisms are benefited. The example in this are the lichens, which are composed of fungi and the algae. Fungus is a saprophyte and algae is an autotroph. The fungus supplies water and minerals to the algae, and the algae in turn supplies food to the fungi, which is being prepared by the photosynthesis. This is all about today's topic. Thank you.